Hey guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, we are taking a look back at that time that I failed my low buy miserably, also known as my March makeup haul. So we are here to revisit that, to think back to how I purchased a ton of makeup, and now that I've had a chance to use everything to formulate thoughts, get a ton of good use out of it, I am here to give you some mini reviews, and I'm going to do this in a ranking style. And if you are new here, hello, my name is Kelly. I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, then I would love to have you subscribe and become part of the K-Bella fam. I do upload new videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, but why don't we go ahead and jump into this one. So like I said, we are going to revisit this makeup in like a ranking style video. So I'm going to talk about like least favorite down to most favorite item. Most favorite item, and I do have dedicated videos to several of these items, so I will have them all listed down below if you want to check out each of these items in detail. But I did want to let you know that the way that I ranked them, sometimes ranking videos are hard just because of like makeup preferences, like product preferences, but the way that I ranked these is I set them all out and I think about, if I were to lose all of them, what is the order that I would repurchase them? Because none of the items that I purchased in March were fails. None of them didn't work for me. I didn't return any of them. I'm not decluttering any of them. They're all products that I like. So I had to think about like how I would order them or like the way that I would repurchase them. I also did want to let you know that in my haul videos, I do talk about items that I've repurchased, but in these like follow-up style videos, I don't talk about repurchased items because if I repurchased it, you already know how I feel about it. So let's go ahead and start with number 11. And coming in the number 11 spot, or the least favorite spot, is a product that I do like. And it is these two lipsticks here from PROPA Beauty. PROPA Beauty is a Black-owned beauty brand, an indie brand. I do have a code with them. I will have my code on the screen if you want to go ahead and try them out. But they came out with some new shades. So I picked up the shade Dream It and Primetime. And I did a whole swatch video if you want to see these in action. But really the real reason why these two products are in last place is specifically because of the color. So you can see here, this one is Primetime, which is more of a mauve shade, and then this berry red shade is Dream It. So these are just not shades that I wear on a day-to-day basis. They are a little bit deeper, darker, a little bit vampier for me, for my fair skin. So I do really love this lipstick formula, and I do get use out of their lipsticks, but these two specific shades are just not go-to shades. I'm glad I have them in my collection. I really enjoy them. You get a nice shiny satin finish, but for this video, they have to come in the number 11 spot. In the number 10 spot is another collection or another group of items, and it is the Disney House of Sillage collection. So I did skip over, I feel like I said that wrong, House of Sillage. I did skip over the Quint, and I only purchased one of the lippies, but I did get the Disney House of Sillage Complexion Duo and the lipstick in the shade Playful Nude. Now I do have a dedicated video to this, so definitely check that out if you're interested. While I do enjoy these two products, I think that the standout product is the blush shade. I'm not a huge fan of the highlighter shade. I find that it has a ton of kick up, and maybe I'm just a heavy-handed person, but every time I tap into it, I'm tapping too hard and highlighter goes everywhere. It also is more of like a deeper peachy shade, so it's almost like a blush topper on my skin tone. If you have more of a medium to deep skin tone, I think the highlight would be absolutely beautiful, but I do really enjoy the blush shade. And then as far as the lipstick goes, I do like the lipstick shade, and I wore it in that video, but in that video I said I wouldn't really classify this as like a nude shade. It's much more of a rose shade. You do get good pigmentation. You do get a fair amount of longevity for the type of product, the fact that it's a lipstick. I do think the packaging is super cute. I'm definitely going to hold on to these things. Like, these are collector's items. I'll keep them forever, but when it comes to makeup products and usage, I haven't really worn the lipstick at all. I don't think, and I have dipped into the blush, but I found that in this little complexion duo, when I was dipping into the blush, I wasn't using the highlighter. So for that reason, love the packaging. I think the products are good, but it comes in at the number 10 spot. Then in the number 9 spot was a product by Vive, Jamie Genevieve's brand. I did pick up one of her eye wands in the shade Vanilla, and the reason why I picked up Vanilla was because I wanted to use this as an eye base, and that's exactly how I use it. I didn't purchase any of the other shades because I'm just not huge into cream products in general, so I didn't purchase this thinking like, ooh, I can create like smoky eyes and stuff, but I almost use it how I would use like a MAC paint pot. I put it onto the eye, I blend it out with my finger, I put my shadow on top. I think it works great as a primer because it does have a tint to it. It definitely covers like any redness or veining. It does not make my eczema worse, but the reason why it comes in at the number 9 spot and why it's not higher up, one, I don't know how high an eyeshadow primer would be when it's in a sea of makeup. That's like comparing apples to oranges. But two, one thing to note is I don't find that this formula is extremely blendable. I feel like I have to work with it a little bit. I do use my finger to blend it out, and I think the warmth of my finger helps to blend the product, but this is something where if I went in with a brush, like if I put it on my eye and then tried to blend it out with a brush, I feel like I would be tugging at my eyelid, which is something you don't want to do because your eye area is very delicate. So that is why that came in the number 9 spot. In the number 8 spot is a liquid lipstick from Jaclyn Cosmetics, and this is in the shade I'm a Cancer. Now, full transparency, I don't think my haul video has been up yet, but I went on to purchase 3 more of these liquid lipsticks, and now that I have several of them, I think my idea has changed a little bit. So right off the bat, I do feel like you get very good pigment. Like one swipe is all you need. It covers the lips. It works beautifully for pigmentation. But there are some pitfalls or some downsides to the liquid lipsticks. And I may do a more dedicated video or I may not. So I'll just tell you here. One of the downfalls, I mentioned in a video where I used this, I think it was like a get ready with me and I was trying new makeup, I mentioned that it doesn't really dry down fully, like it dries down, but your lips, when you go, there's still a stick to them, there's still a tack, and that does last throughout the day. It doesn't go away. When I'm talking, when I'm eating, I don't notice my lips sticking together, but if I were to press them together, you definitely notice that. Another downfall is I do get some transfer when I'm drinking, when I'm eating. It's not, like it just doesn't feel like it dries down fully. It dries down a good amount. Like you're not going to, if you're like drinking a coffee out of like a Starbucks cup, you're not going to see a ton of lipstick, but I do, like when I'm drinking out of my straw, my metal straw with my water in it, I do notice a little bit of transfer there. But one of the biggest things that I noticed is that this settles into the fine lines that I have on my lips. My lips are not smooth. They are very textured. I don't know how to get smooth lips. I don't know. I was looking at pictures of her and you don't see any lines and you don't see any texture, and the liquid lipstick looks very smooth, but I think her lips are very smooth and mine are not. Mine are textured. So I do find that this settles into that. So I am a liquid lipstick fan. I do think that her lipstick is fine, but I don't think it's holy grail status, and that's why it's in the number 8 spot and I couldn't put it up higher. This had the potential to be in the number 1 spot because liquid lipsticks are my jam. I love them, but this one just has some pitfalls. I like it. Like I said, I went on to purchase more of them. I don't think I will be getting any more than the 4 that I have, but it's fine. It's fine, but there are some pitfalls. In the number 7 spot are my MAC blushes. I picked up, this one is in the shade Melba and this one is in the shade Mocha, and I do really like the MAC blush formula and I did want these in my collection. Melba is technically a repurchase, but Mocha was new to me. I like these 2 shades. I put them together because they're both MAC blushes, and if I were to compare them, I would just be comparing the color. But the reason why these come like in the middle of the road at the number 7 spot is because when thinking about things that I would repurchase repurchase and the order that I would repurchase them. I know that I like MAC blushes. I know that they're very pigmented. I know that they have great blendability, but there are just other products that I would repurchase before repurchasing these, and that's why these come in the middle of the road in the number 7 spot. In the number 6 spot is another product by Jaclyn Cosmetics, and it is this little mini right here. This is her mini highlighter in the shade Iced. Now, I do really like this highlighter. It's the highlighter that I'm wearing today. It does give you much more of like a beaming glow, similar to the Ofra formula. The reason why this highlighter came in the number 6 spot and isn't higher up is simply because of the shade. This is a light champagne highlight. I love the highlighter. I wear it all the time. It gives me a nice beaming glow. It melts into the skin beautifully, but I have so many highlighters that are in the shade like this one. I have Champagne Pop by Becca. I have Rodeo Drive by Ofra. I have Natasha Denona Super Glow, which is a little bit lighter than the others, but you know what I mean. I have highlighters in this similar tone. While I think the quality is great, I'm really enjoying this highlighter itself. I couldn't put it higher just because, like I said, I was thinking about how I would repurchase these items if I had to repurchase them. So this is number 6. Coming in the number 5 spot is another blush by Becca Cosmetics, and it is in the shade Flower Child. And I have to be fair, I don't know if this should be number 5 or number 4, so I'll just tell you what the number 4 spot is, and these are 5 and 4. I'm not really 100% sure how I would place them, but it's the Vive blush in Piazza. I feel like I said that weird. The Vive blush in Piazza and the Becca blush in Flower Child. Now you can see the shades are very different. So actually I think maybe Vive should be number 5 and Becca should be number 4. Vive is very deep. This is almost like a blush that I could use on a day that I don't use bronzer, and you get kind of a sunburnt look. So that's maybe why this should be at the number 5 spot, whereas this blush in Flower Child is more of an everyday. It's a beautiful like pink shade, but there's almost a little bit of like a gold hint in there. It's definitely very pigmented. I do really enjoy this blush a lot, and I find that I have to go in with both of these blushes with a very fluffy brush because they're both very pigmented and they deposit the pigment right away. So I do enjoy these. Let's put Vive at number 5 and Becca at number 4. In the number 3 spot is another collection, and it is by Ofra Cosmetics in collaboration with Samantha March. I did get it's the Life's a Draft palette and the Sam Squad Lip Trio. The Belongs To collection. I couldn't think about it. I have a whole dedicated video on this, but this comes into the number 3 spot, and I did put it just as a package since it was a collab. Truth be told, the lip glosses would be higher up if I ranked them separately, just because I'm not a huge gloss fan, but I do think the Ofra Millie Gloss is like my favorite gloss at the moment. However, I have been getting a ton of use out of and enjoying the Life's a Draft palette. The one thing I do want to say though is I do prefer the face products over the eyeshadows. The eyeshadows are all like in a purple type of hue, which I do like purples. Purple is my favorite color. I think purple looks nice on me because I'm a natural redhead, but I find that when I dip into the eyeshadows, I'm basically using like these 3 right here or these 2 with one of these shades. I just find that my looks kind of all look the same when it comes to the eyeshadows, but I do really enjoy the face products. You have, okay, let's get this right. This is Key, the bronzer, Dream Chaser, the highlight, and 6, the blush. I think out of these here, if I were to rank like the face products, because the face products are the standout for me, I think it would be the bronzer is my favorite, followed by the highlighter, then finally the blush. I got a ton of use out of the face products when this was in like my weekly basket. I did use the eyeshadows, and I think the eyeshadow formula is good. It's not my favorite, but it's good. The shimmers aren't my favorite. Like I said, I just kind of get the same look. So that's why these are a standout for me. The only thing is Ofra Cosmetics highlighters are some of my absolute favorite, but I felt like maybe it's just my skin tone, but I felt like Dream Chaser kind of wore off on my face as I went throughout the day. That could be my skin tone, that could be just because, I don't know, maybe I was applying it with a brush that was too fluffy, but I didn't find that Dream Chaser stuck out as much on my skin as like Champagne Pop or Blissful or Pillow Talk. Again, that could just be the shade and my skin tone as well. But as you can see, this is in the number 3 spot. I am really enjoying this whole collection. I've gotten a ton of use out of it, and I've definitely gotten more use out of this collection than some of the other products mentioned. So that's why it's coming in at the number 3 spot. In the number 2 spot is an eyeshadow palette by ColourPop, the Limoncello palette. Now I do have to say, this may be coming in at the number 2 spot because of the sentimental value and the memories that I feel like that come along with this. So the Limoncello palette is based off of limoncello, which comes from the Amalfi Coast in Italy. And my husband and I went to the Amalfi Coast. I talk about all of this in my limoncello video, but all of these names, Tuscan Fun, Touring, The Grotto, Amalfi, Serenade, Capri, Vespa, all of these have such a special meaning to me. I think the packaging is beautiful. I think the quality of this eyeshadow palette is superb, better than some of their other eyeshadow palettes. It's neutral with a bright pop in there. It's just the packaging is gorgeous. I love everything about this eyeshadow palette, and I went back and forth between this and the number 1 product as to what I was going to put in the number 1 spot, but alas, this took the number 2 spot, and in the number 1 spot is my Lisa Eldridge lipstick in the shade Velvet Muse. Now I have to say, I absolutely love this lipstick. I have not worn it a ton. It took me over a month to even swatch it because it's so beautiful. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. Everything down to the detail on the lipstick. It's just very detailed. It's swatched beautifully. The pigmentation is beautiful. And then I think this is a matte lipstick, right? I feel like it's a matte lipstick. So it looks matte on my lips. The color is absolutely stunning. It's a Kelly color, but it feels so comfortable on the lips. So I have to say, this is not my most used product. The products that I have gotten the most use are the Samantha March Ofra collab and the Jaclyn highlighter. Those are probably the ones that have been the most used out of everything that I have in front of me, but this one by far is the one that I would purchase first if I lost all of these products and had to repurchase them. I just think it's expensive, y'all. Look, magnetic packaging. It's expensive, but it's high quality. Everything from the little details that you have in the lipstick to the packaging to the formulation, it's so creamy. I probably should have worn these makeup products. I'm not really wearing them on my face because I'm filming this on a whim, but I probably should have worn this for this video, but you know, they're red. It would be hard to get off. But I absolutely love this lipstick. It's coming in the number 1 spot. Definitely recommend it if you can afford it because it's pricey. It's in like the $30 range, but I just love it, and I'm so glad that it's in my collection. But that is going to do it for this video, ranking my March makeup haul with some mini reviews. Like I said, if I have I do have videos on a lot of these. I will have them listed down below underneath the product so you can check them out. I think I'm gonna make a ranking playlist. I don't have one as of right now, I don't think, but I've definitely ranked some stuff on my channel, and I know that people enjoy ranking videos, so I'll probably create a playlist, and if I do, I will put that up here for you guys. But let me know how you like these reviews. Do you like them in ranking style, or would you rather me just come back and like talk about the makeup, or do you want to see a demo, or just let me know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I do have to come back and rank my Sephora haul. I am going to film my April and May makeup hauls together because April was the month of the Sephora VIB sale. And I think those are like the only 2 haul type things that need to come up in the near future. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe before you go. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.